Thank you.
What's your name, baby?
Tiana.
What is it?
Tiana.
How old are you?
31.
31. What you do for a living?
I work in insurance for the government.
Okay. Works in insurance. Do you have any kids?
I have two boys. They're 5 and 7.
Okay, 5 and 7. What by the same man?
Yes.
Why y'all not together?
We were together for 11 years. We started dating when we were like 18.
Whoa.
It turned into like a 7-year engagement, so I just, went my separate way. He had like commitment issues. He was a mama's boy. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Y'all were engaged.
Hold on. So you saying you were with that man for 11 years and y'all never got married and you had 2 kids by him. You've been with that man for 11 years and then you decide to walk away. Now, 2 questions. Number one, maybe I charge her that she's young, but this is me from being a man. A man knows when he wants to marry you. A man ain't gonna take 11 years to marry you. He never wanted to marry you in the first place. So if I'm this woman, why am I sticking with somebody? I'm using my prime years to be with this man, and this man has commitment issues. You probably know he had commitment issues a long time ago, but you wanted to stay with it because of the kids. And this is the problem. You have 2 kids by this man. You spent 11 years with this man. No ring, just 2 kids. Let's continue.
Engaged for 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way in the world.
What was the final straw when you were like, year 7, we still not getting married?
Yeah, pretty much. Controlling. He didn't want me to work, so I was a stay-at-home mom and girlfriend for that whole time.
So funny. There's women who want that life. They call me every day. They want a provider, and they didn't want to work. So you had that, and you didn't want it.
I want it, but like I still like that. But there has to be a balance. You know what I mean? Like I want to be able to still like have my own hustle. Like I wanted to go to law school instead. And he was like, I don't want to marry a lawyer. So
you don't want to marry a lawyer. What kind of man are you looking for now?
Still the same provider, gentleman. I'm old fashioned, so I grew up in a household with a housewife, so I still like that. But just more of like a balance.
Because that's confusing, because you literally said you had that, but you didn't like it. So what is you want to provide, but you said you just want to go to law school.
Oh, see what Kendra G said. Kendra G said you had that with this man for 11 years. He was a provider, but now you want to go to law school. What is it like? What do you want? Do you want to be the housewife, or do you want to be the woman that stays home or whatever and takes care of the kids? Or do you want your own career? That's the thing that's going to confuse men, because it's like, okay, you say you want one thing, but your words are speaking another. Let's continue.
Well, someone that wants to provide for me in my environment of what I want to do. Like I had an acting career, he canceled. I don't want someone that's insecure that is still a provider.
Well, wait, are you not going to law school?
I am.
You're going to law school and you're an actress?
No, I had an acting career when I was 19. I was just saying he was insecure, so he basically distracted me from all of that and you know what I mean? Canceled a lot of things that I had going on because of his insecurities.
So someone said it's not confusing. No, it is confusing. And I'm about to try to understand. So you're going to law school, which is a great job. So when you make your money from your law school, you want to just keep it, or you're not going to work? You said you want to provide.
Well, I mean, I believe that, like your wife can have $1 million, but that's haram. You know what I mean? You don't ever take from your wife. That's her money to take care of your children and do what she needs to do. Say something ever happens to you, now she's in a stable position where she can keep the family afloat. So it is haram to take from your wife.
So basically you're saying you want to go to law school, become a lawyer. You want this man to provide for you while you're going to law school, and after you become a lawyer and become a successful lawyer, you want that man to still provide for you. Now, she said something very interesting. She said she want to take that money and help provide for her kids. I understand that. I understand that you want a provider. Most men understand that most women want a provider. We know that. It's been ingrained in our head for a long time. The issue comes, and the reason why a lot of men are hesitant is because let's say that man is providing for you and doing all these things for you, and one day, I'm not saying she gonna do it, but one day out of the blue, you decide I'm not happy no more, and you want to get a divorce. That man has invested his time, his money, and his resources into you and your 2 kids. But then one day out of the blue, you may say I'm not happy and get a divorce, and then he got to give you alimony, he got to give you all these different things. This is why men who are really successful, these guys do prenups. These guys do prenups because they don't want to be left ass out. Let's continue.
Okay, so now this is somebody said I was confused. Now I'm getting better understanding. So as a lawyer, are you going to school to be a lawyer?
Yeah, but I would want to do like public servant work and help people that are less fortunate and can't afford good attorneys. Okay,
so basically all the money you make, you don't want any of that to be for the household. You want it to be in savings for a rainy day.
Correct. Okay. And retirement and for the children, investments. That way, neither one of us have to work. Okay. That's my job. Okay. You know what I mean? I multiply things and make them better. You provide and keep everything going.
Okay, so you're saying that you want to take your money and just provide, put it in escrow. Basically, you want to put it in escrow so when we get old, we can live off your money. I mean, that would work, but you have to be, for her, if you really want to get with a man, you have to tell a man what you want in the beginning. Like, tell him, this is what I want to do with my money, blah, blah, blah. Let that man make the decision. There'll be some men who are going to be with it. Like, okay, we're going to be together. We're going to live off my money. But I got to make sure that when I retire, there's enough money to take care of all of us. Because by that time, the kids will be grown. It'll just be me and you. It is what it is. There are some men who will do that. But then you got men on the other side. It's like, yo, what if it don't work out? And I did all this stuff. And you got a nest egg. You got money to move on. I ain't got no money to move on. So it's kind of a dicey situation. I understand what she's trying to do, but it's still a dicey situation. Let's continue.
One more question that I think some men might have. So a lot of times when men are the providers paying all the bills, they want a woman to make sure she's cooking or having the food ready every night. Would you do that?
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Okay. I like doing that.
Now, they're telling me to ask you, are you Muslim?
No, I'm not. I just grew up with around a lot of Middle Eastern people when I was younger. So some parts of their culture I appreciate. Okay.
Now you do have 2 boys. So when you go into the next scenario, so you want this man to provide for you and your 2 boys, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, they have a dad that provides for them, but
Well, you want a man. I mean, you're telling me you don't want to pay no bills. So if you move into a household and this new guy who's not their father, he will be providing for them because he's paying all the bills in the house that they would be living in.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, before Kendra G goes on, I think Kendra G said, you want this man to come in here and provide for you and the 2 boys. My question is, and this is a question that, single mothers get messed up about. What is he getting? What is he actually getting that's going to make him want to do that? That's the question that a lot of women need to understand. What is he getting besides in-house coochie? I'm just being 1,000% honest. Now, if this was a woman who didn't have any kids and y'all came together and y'all built a family together and all these things, it would make sense. But a lot of men, this whole Russell Wilson thing got women thinking that every man gonna be like Russell Wilson. No. You got some men out there who may not want to do that. Now, you got some men who will want to do that, but you got some men who may not want to do that. And that's the key. The key for her is find the right man. Then you got to look, okay, if this man's provider check, looks check, all these different things he has to check off. But you need to check off some things for him. If that man is providing for you and that man is actually providing his resources to you and your 2 kids, you need to be the type of woman that he wants too. It's give and take. Let's continue.
That's what she desires. Now I'm gonna let you respond. Because there's gonna be some people and some men, or maybe majority men, they're gonna say that, okay, you want me to provide for you and your 2 kids, and you make money and you keep it to yourself. And you actually had that with the children's dad and you didn't like it. So what would you say to the man that thinks that's kind of crazy?
I mean, maybe I'm just not your cup of tea, you know? I don't know. That sounds like you have some issues where you didn't grow up seeing that, so you don't know what a real man and a real provider should be.
Well, one would say a real man provides for his children, and your children technically are not his.
And they are provided for.
But you want him to provide for them too, because you want to go another dynamic in which he will be the sole provider. And you said you will have money, but you would keep your money for a rainy day. So you want his money to provide for you and your children, which are not technically his children.
I mean, I still did household things. Like, I will take care of, like, you pay for the roof, the major bills. I'll buy food and like household necessities and things of that nature, and things like the kids needed. I bought stuff like that. So it's like there's still a balance. It's not all just, you know what I mean? You're taking care of these kids when they have a father. So majority of stuff, you're just paying for the roof over their head. No one's asking you to pay for their sports and things of that nature.
Well, the roof
unless you want to.
Over their head is a big deal.
Indeed.
That's the thing though. The roof over the head is a big deal, Kendra G. Like, the roof over the head is a big thing. Kendra G is saying, like, you want this man to take care of you and your 2 kids, even though they have a father that probably provides for them. You want this man to come in with his resources and take care of you and your 2 kids. This is why, you know, some men have a problem with dating women with kids, because at the end of the day, I don't care how many times a woman says this, and I'm gonna end the video on this. I don't care how many times a woman says this. You don't have to provide for my kids. They have a father that provides for them. Men don't understand. Men don't see that. When you come into an equation, she has 2 kids, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. You have 2 kids. That man who you're going to get into this next relationship with is going to have to provide for those kids in some way. He has to pay the mortgage. He has to pay all the major bills. Make sure your kids got this. Make sure your kids got that. And then the caveat is you don't want to even spend your own money to provide for what you have for your kids. It's different if you said, I'm going to take my money and everything the kids need, or things that the kids need, I'm going to provide. I'm going to do. You take care of the household necessities. You take care of the mortgage. You take care of all the major bills. Anything that has to do with the kids, as far as clothes for school, food, things like that, I'll take care of. That will make more sense. But for you to say, I'm just going to stash my money away, that's going to scare a lot of men off. That's the problem that she has. That's the problem that she has. And Kendra G is like, yo, this seems confusing. But then you say, I'm not your cup of tea. Hey, may not be your cup of tea. Maybe some other guy's cup of tea. We don't know. But it's your boy Jay here with another video. If you like the video, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button. On my road to 100,000 subscribers. Let's get the conversation started. Does she have a shot at getting a good man to follow her program? Let's start the conversation. Until next time, folks.